Still in Africa, Libya has held a three-day international exhibition of locally made crafts and costumes to showcase the country's traditional handmade goods and encourage their export abroad. Organizers say it is the first event of its kind in the North African state.
On display were dozens of handmade Libyan dresses and traditional clothing, as well as jewelry, pottery, and brass items, including elaborate design trays, jugs, and vases. But the most eye-catching exhibits was a Libyan wedding dress section with a variety of colors and designs, each made specifically for the different stages of marriage.
This is the traditional Libyan dress women wear on their wedding day. And there's not just one style, there are several. One, for example, especially for the henna day, one for the actual wedding day.
Another main attraction was an exhibit on horse riding accessories, elaborately decorated with gold and burgundy tassels, and brightly colored and embroidered saddles.
This horseback riding is becoming an increasingly popular hobby among the youth, and proof of that is the high attendance, curiosity, and opinions of the people at this exhibition. This all has to do with our past, and of course our past is tied to our present, and our present with our future.
The event showcased mostly Libyan-made crafts, but one section of the hall was dedicated to Tunisian pottery, with a wide variety of colorful jugs, plates, and pots on display.
We have been really welcomed by the Libyan people. Participation has been very good and interest has been very high. There is a lot of love between Tunisians and Libyans. We have been welcomed by the Libyans because we're Tunisians and vice versa. The event and participation has been a success.
The exhibition was sponsored by the Tripoli-based Ministry of Economy and is aimed at encouraging the export of Libyan-made crafts. Libya's economy has been crippled by more than 4 years of near-continuous conflict and war. Caught in a conflict between two rival governments and various armed factions, Libya has fallen into chaos. The North African country's oil production levels, its main export, have plummeted, throwing the economy into disarray.
Well, let's take another break, and when we return, growth in China's manufacturing sector rises slightly in December. Do stay with us.
Every day you invite us to your home. Now, we invite you to our homepage. Join Channels Television on social media. Hang out with us on Google Plus/Channels Television. Follow us on Twitter at Channels TV. Friend us on Facebook.com/Channels Forum. And don't forget to like our page. That's not all. Subscribe to our YouTube channels, youtube.com/Channels Web. To get constant video updates and news and events in Nigeria and around the world. ChannelsTV.com. The news at your fingertips.
Growth in China's manufacturing sector rose slightly in December, according to the Purchasing Managers Index released on Friday. According to the National Bureau of Statistics and the China Federation of Logistics and Purchasing, the indicator increased to 49.7% in December, up 0.1 percentage points from November.
Reading above 50 indicates expansion, while a reading below 50 represents contraction. The China Federation of Logistics and Purchasing Vice President said the slight increase shows positive trend of China's economic recovery.
Speaking from demand, the pickup of PMI is mainly the rebound of order index. And speaking from the supply aspect, it is mainly the rebound of production. The rebound can be regarded as a positive sign of the recovery of Chinese economy.
The rising trend also is reflected on the sluggish iron and steel industry. The PMI of iron and steel industry in December was 40.6%, up 3.6 percentage points from the previous month. Insiders say that the PMI of iron and steel industry can rise amid consumption off-season indicates that the market has good anticipation towards the ongoing structural optimization of China's domestic iron and steel industry. In addition, the consumer product industry's PMI rose 1 percentage point in December, up to 54.4%, which is 4.7 percentage points higher than the whole manufacturing industry.
From the general situation of the whole year, the PMI of consumer product manufacturing is 3 percentage points higher than the general manufacturing industry, and it's always above 50. So we can say consumer product manufacturing is playing a more and more important role in stabilizing the growth of the manufacturing industry.
The export also sees a recovering sign, with a percentage point rise in new orders in December.
Nepal's foreign minister has asked China for help in dealing with an energy crisis that have crippled the landlocked country over the past 3 months, and China said it will look at the request favorably. The Himalayan nation, which serves as a natural buffer between China and India, adopted its first post-monarchy constitution in September, hoping this would usher in peace and stability after years of conflict. But for the last 3 months, protesters have blocked trucks coming in from India, leading to acute shortages of fuel and medicine.
Nepal has blamed New Delhi for siding with the protesters, a charge India denies. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi and Nepal's Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Kamal Tapar met at China's Foreign Ministry. The two shook hands before sitting down for talks in the presence of delegations from both sides. Wang said China was willing to look at ways with Nepal to help resolve its energy shortage.
Both China and Nepal will encourage cooperations from the countries to seek opportunities to carry out long-term oil and gas trade. We also would like to explore with Nepal how to better resolve the issue of energy shortage that Nepal has always been facing from a medium and long-term angle.
Mr. Tapar had asked China to consider a long-term trade in petroleum products.
I am very happy to note that the government of China has instructed the concerned Petroleum Export Authority to be in touch and discuss issues related with the long-term trade of petroleum products with Nepal.
Nepal had been almost totally dependent on India for overland supplies following earthquakes this year that killed nearly 9,000 people and blocked crossings from China. China reopened the border crossing with Nepal in October and said it was using it to send in the supplies. Old rivals, India and China, have used aid and investment to court Nepal for years.
For Nepal, there is no need to play each other. We have our own type of relations with India. Similarly, we have special relations with China. So I think we are very happy with that and will continue in future with that, strengthening relations with our both countries.
Wang said Nepal would become a place for win-win cooperation between China and India rather than a sports field for competitive games.
To maintain stability and to realize development in Nepal is certainly in line with interests of China and India. So in other words, Nepal is absolutely capable of being a platform for mutual trust and cooperation between China and India, rather than being a sports field for competition.
Nepal Foreign Minister kicked off his 6-day visit in China from Thursday, December the 24th, at the invitation of Wang.